Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Sing close.
Krishna Krishna Hold it. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Who is going to do next Kirtan? Vidhi, your name was there. Where is Vidhi?
Yeah,
Where is Vidhi? Gopal. Here you sit here, you start the Kirtan for 5 minutes.
Vidhi's doing it.
I know, when she comes, you will do Krishna.
You do it.
Okay, let's do
It's fine, since you probably you do it.
I'm not good. If I knew, then I would have done it.
Yeah, you do it.
Oh, you are very good, Krishna. Come on.
Well, if somebody else is saying, I'll put my name there.
Who will do? You both want to come? Come. Come, that's fine. Come.
Come on.
Yeah, don't do this.
नीचे है हमारे.
Yeah, no, do it. Do it. It's just for 5 minutes. Yeah. Then not you do it. No, I'm not prepared. I just don't understand.
Let's start. Okay, Harshika.
Hare Krishna. That's loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. और आपसे कीर्तन की
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What a blissful kirtan. You know, one thing our ISKCON Mandali does is they impress Prem Vilas Prabhu every time he comes with their kirtan skills. So I think he comes and he kind of gets in a bliss. And it makes me very happy because then he comes again and again. So it's really makes my job easy. I want to say this. So, you know, Prem Vilas Prabhu does not need any introduction for Cincinnati. This is his second home. I'm so pleased that he's come here fully today with his better half, Lalita. Yeah. I don't see her there. So Lalita Mataji is here too. Prem Vilas Prabhu is the disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He, you know, whatever I can say about him is less. I'm standing here because of him. There are a lot of devotees who've been touched by him. You know, he has transformed their lives, to say the least. He's a physician by profession. He is highly active in the ISKCON Columbus. They're building a new temple there. He's put his heart and soul into it. And I think every time I meet him, I get inspired more and to do more. So let's say 3 big Haribol for His Grace Prem Vilas Prabhu. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Prabhu, if anybody wants to do kids class, if they are kids, I will take it.
Okay. So anybody?
Hey, why are you taking my audience over?
Yeah.
They're already gone. There's no kid here.
Somebody's still inspired.
I'm going to speak.
Thank you, Adi Guru Prabhu.
On Lord Chaitanya, so I would like all the kids to be here.
Would you like to
No, I don't.
So everybody can come.
I don't know how to go. I don't know what to go.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I cannot do the class without Riya. Riya is my favorite.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you can bring the song. I was telling Kamal Krishna Prabhu, by the time your temple opens, you will dovetail every single nice building in Cincinnati into a temple. So Hari Bol. Bruce Lee said that one should be like water. One should be like water, flexible, adaptable, and try to fit into whatever mold Krishna gives us, right? Sometimes we have to be determined about our ideas, but it's good to be like water, like fluid. We have to flow with the waves, right? As they say, it's an important lesson in life. One has to learn how to flow with the waves and to adjust and to kind of just surf the waves, right? So there's a beautiful song about Lord Chaitanya on the screen. I hope you can see it, and you can also pull it up on your phone screen. It starts with Ujjvala Varana, and if you put in Google, now with the AI, if you have Gemini and all that good stuff on your phone, you can say, please bring, hey Google, please bring Ujjvala Varana. Okay, but I also need the song. So Prabhu, you were going to give me an iPad. So today what I have for you to serve the devotees and to please Shri Nitai Gaura Sundar is we'll sing 3 bhajans, one in the beginning, one in the middle, one at the end of the class, and then we will have some pastimes of Balya Leela of Lord Chaitanya, his childhood pastimes, his Balya Leela, his Kaumara Leela. I hope you will enjoy them. I hope you will learn something from them. Okay. So I will sing 2 lines. Yeah, I'll sing 2 lines and then you sing after me. Ujjvala Varana Gauravarade Vilasita Niravadhi Bhava Videham Ujjvala Gauravarade Ujjvala Varana Gauravarade Vilasita Niravadhi Bhava Videham Tribhuvana Pavana Kripayalesham Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam Gadgadhantara Bhava Vikaram Durjanatara Jananada Vishalam Bhava Bhaya Bhanjana Karuna Karunam Tam Pranamami Cha Shri Sachitanayam Karunambaradhara Charukapolam Dhanavandita Nakha Pitavandanakachaya Dharacharukapoolam Indu vinindita nakhachaya ruchiram Jalpita nijguna nama vinodam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Vigalita nayana kamala jaladharam Bhushan navaras bhava vikaram Gati ati manthara nitya vilasam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Chanchala charu charana gati ruchiram Manjira ranjita padayuga madhuram Chandra vinindita sitala-vadanam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Dhrita katidora kamandalodanda Divya kalevara mundita mundam Durjana kalmasha khandana dandam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Bhushana bhoraja alakavalitam Kampita bimbadara vararuchiram Bhushana bhoraja alakavalitam Malaya javirachita ujjvala tilakam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam Indita aruna kamala dhalanayanam Ajanulam bita Shri Bhujayugalam Kalevara kaishura nartaka vesham Tam pranamami cha Shri Sachitanayam गौरवरदेहं विलसित निरवधि भाव विधेहम्. Everybody. गौरवरदेहम्. त्रिभुवन पावन कृपायलेशं तं प्रणमामि च श्री सच्चिदानन्दम्. 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 बोलो बोलो, जोर से बोलो, हरि बोल. तं प्रणमामि च श्री सच्चिदानन्दम्. 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 ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कंचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Devotees, all thank you so much for being here. Much gratitude to the devotees who on a very short term arranged such a beautiful facility for all of us to come. Such a beautiful facility for all of us to come, arrange such beautiful decorations, created a very nice and welcoming space. Much gratitude to all the devotees who are working very hard on the zoning to get our temple ready and eventually, making renovations and working very hard. So much gratitude to all of you. Much gratitude to all the temple council members. And Jai Hari Prabhu for inviting me. Much gratitude to all the senior devotees who are present here, especially Lalita Prasad Prabhu and Karla Mataji. Please accept my most humble obeisances. Thank you for your devotional service to Srila Prabhupada and for being here. And I see a lot of senior devotees, Varishta Vaishnavas. Please accept my most humble obeisances. My most humble obeisances to Shishinitai Gaurasundar and their servants. I hope that they will bless us with pure devotional service. They will bless us with Krishna Prema. Okay, so we'll start today, taking the blessings of the Vaishnavas. And also my most deepest humble obeisances and respects to all of you and for your wonderful service and for your presence here. Is there anybody who's here for the first time and do not know anything about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Okay, that was the biggest hurdle, because then it becomes even doubly difficult, right? So all of you know about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I don't know if all the men, Kamal Krishna Prabhu, can come here closer, if it's possible, if it's not possible, if it's something else, I don't know. But everybody can come here forward, close. We have a nice group, and Matajis are fine the way they are. And those who need to sit on a chair, they can please continue to sit on a chair. Today, principally, I would like to share some of the childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya with you. And I hope you will find those pastimes enthralling and find yourselves in those pastimes and will get lost in those pastimes. There is a very beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this garland is very beautiful. I'm very grateful for this garland. I'm just going to take it off. The string is affecting me a little, but I'm very grateful for this garland also. Not deserving of this, but thank you so much. There's a beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, says, Bhakta Rupa Swarupa. What is the first verse? I'm just forgetting. Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. And this verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains the ontological position of Panchatattva, of who they are. And Krishna himself come in 5 features. Bhagavan is never one. Bhagavan is always with his devotees, his energies, his avatars, and that constitutes Bhagavan. In Bhagavad Gita, if you see, in the introduction, Srila Prabhupada explains very beautifully, God means God, his devotees, the jivas, Prakriti, this material nature, Kala, time, and one more, Jiva, Bhagavan, Kala, Prakriti and Karma. And he explains that how all of these 5 things together constitutes the subject matter of Bhagavan, Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, Panch Tattvatmakam. Krishna came as 5 truth. Tattva means truth. English word truth comes from the Sanskrit word tattva. That Bhagavan comes in 5 different truths to show that not everything is one. And the oneness, the 5 things, let's say I have 5 fingers, and if I bring them together, that is called oneness, right? 5 things together, it's called oneness. Oneness means united in purpose. United in purpose is oneness. When all the devotees come together to serve Shri Radha Gaura Sundar together, that is called real oneness. Oneness does not mean once homogeneously become one and we lose our identity in some tube light, I like my personality. I would like to maintain my personality. I have no desire to become a tube light. If any one of you wants to merge into a tube light, I wish you all the best. Okay, I like my personality. I like to be with devotees, with Bhagavan. So Krishna, so Panch Tattvatmakam, 5 truth, Panch Tattvatmakam Krishnam. First, Bhakta Rupa. He comes as in the form of a devotee, Bhakta Rupa, and that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He brings with himself his Swarupa, his own Swarupa, which is Balaram or Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Bhagavan has come in the form of Bhakta. Why did he came in the form of Bhakta? Chaitanya Charitamrita gives 1 external reason and 3 internal reasons. As a Bhakta, he came to propagate bhakti. And the 3 internal reasons, as a Bhakta, he came to relish bhakti. Krishna has everything. Bhagavan has everything in the spiritual world. But what he's not able to relish is the bhav of a devotee, is the innermost feelings, innermost desires of a devotee. Ji Minuji? So Bhagavan, externally, he came here on the prayers of Advaita Acharya to spread the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to being the redeemer of Kali Yuga, to give this redeeming quality of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to everybody, to give this redeeming quality of Krishna's service to everybody, to give this redeeming quality of showing a practical example of how to live Bhagavad Gita. That was the external reason. But the internal reason was to first taste the bliss of bhakti which Radharani feels. Her Mahabhav, which is specifically called Madan Akhya Mahabhav, the highest limit of Mahabhav. Her innermost, deepest feelings, her bhava. And to actually taste his own sweetness. One time Krishna is looking at himself in the mirror and he's thinking, who's this beautiful person? And he's confused. And as he come closer to the mirror, he see the person in the mirror also coming close to him. So he realized this is nothing but me. So Krishna says, I want to also experience, what is the nectar which devotees are aspiring from my lotus feet? So to taste his own sweetness, to taste the feelings and bliss of Radharani, to experience her devotional ecstasy, and to actually steal her bhava. Why steal? Not only that he's accustomed to stealing, he's accustomed to stealing butter, he's accustomed to stealing the clothes of the gopis, and Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram, he's willing to steal the bhava because Radharani would not willingly give it to him because she knows that he will suffer. In the highest limits of separation, one suffers, one cries. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the last few years of his Leela in Jagannath Puri, he was suffering from epilepsy. He would have fits of madness, divine madness. Froth will come through his mouth, his limbs would elongate, his body would turn blue. He would jump into Bay of Bengal thinking this is Yamuna. He would climb the Chataka Parvat thinking this is Govardhan. He would have no consciousness, he would not eat, not drink. Sometimes devotees would think, my God. Devotees would cry. They would cry. Sometimes devotees would bring him into external consciousness and Mahaprabhu would slap the devotees. He says, I was with Krishna with the cowherd boys. Why did you brought me here? And the devotee said, but Prabhu, we cannot see you like this. So Bhakta Rupa, he came as a devotee. So there are two things in the life of a devotee. Maharaj Radhanath Swami told me there is only two things: to enjoy the bliss of devotion, and if possible to share this devotion with others. Hai na? So Charu, there are two things: to enjoy the bliss of bhakti, and to, if possible, to share the bhakti. And in the life of a devotee, there are three things. Three things. See, look at this. Devotees read from the Shastra. Our process is based on Shravan. Our process is based on Shravanam Kirtanam augmented. So our process is based on Shravanam Kirtanam. So Kalyana Prabhu, आप देखिए तीन चीजें होती हैं. First is to actually be deeply absorbed in Krishna Katha, to have different reading groups, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam, Krishna book, to read ourselves, to read with others. Second is seva, our service, our missionary activities, our preaching movement. And the third thing is divine madness. One should have a particular madness towards something. It can be for the holy dham, it can be for Mahaprabhu, it can be for Nityananda Prabhu, it can be for Krishna, it can be for Braj, it can be for Navadvip Dham, it can be for any aspect, it can be for Prabhupada, it can be for Guru, it can be for a Vaishnav, but one should be pagal. Because the relationship between love and madness is very deep. And there is no real love without no real madness. So we have to be a little crazy. And it is said everything is justified in love, and so we are in love. So there are three things. One is our philosophy and Shastra and scripture. Second is our seva and our external conduct. And third is our own madness. And if you have to preserve only one, then preserve the madness. You follow? You get it? So three things are there. So Mahaprabhu came to experience these three things: Radharani's madness, Radharani's seva, and his own sweetness. He came to experience his own sweetness in the form of scripture. He came to experience the service of Radharani in form of her mood. And finally he stole her Mahabhav because she would not give it to him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and on an external level, he came to propagate bhakti. He came to give this redeeming quality of Kali Yuga, which is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mahaprabhu's advent was preceded by the advent of Sri Advaita Acharya. So, Panchatattvatmakam Krishna, Bhakta Rupa, and his Swarupa came as Nityananda Prabhu Balaram, who is his Swarupa. Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam, Bhakta Avataram. Bhakta Avataram. Who is the avatar of Bhakta? Sri Advaita Acharya. And who is an avatar of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva combined? He is an avatar of Mahavishnu and Sadashiva combined. Sadashiva at the beginning of this Kali Yuga, 5,000 years ago, Sadashiva, who's there in Vaikuntha. Shivji has three aspects. How many aspects? Three aspects. In Vaikuntha, he's called Sadashiva. What is he called? Sadashiva. He's Vishnu. In Vaikuntha, he's Sadashiva. There is no difference. And that Sadashiva is the one who actually goes into Vrindavan and expands in different forms as Gopeshwar Mahadev. In Vrindavan, only Krishna and his pure devotees are allowed. Nobody else is allowed. So in Vrindavan, that Sadashiva becomes Gopeshwar Mahadev, Kundeshwar Mahadev, Kameshwar Mahadev. In different forms, he augments the Leela, he protects the Dham and keep the external energy external. Very nice. Sadashiva. That's called Sadashiva. Then outside this word, outside the coverings of this universe, that same Sadashiva becomes Shambhu. What does he become? Second aspect of Lord Shiva. The famous Brahma Samhita verse, Shiram yatha dadi vikara vishesha yoga sanjayate nahi tata pratakasti eto yah shambhutam api tatha samupaiti karyat govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Outside the universe, between Devi, Mahesha, Haridham, Shuteshu, Teshu. In Haridham, he is called Sadashiva. In Mahesh Dham, he is called Shambhu. He is called Mahakal or Mahesh or Shambhu. Outside the coverings of this universe. Devi, Mahesha, Haridham, Shuteshu, Teshu. Sadashiva becomes Mahesh. And in the Devi Dham, that Mahesh, that Shambhu, that Mahakal takes form as Rudra. He comes as 11 Rudras in this universe. So the Vikar happens at the level of Shambhu, and then he takes the form of Rudra for destruction. So he's in the Devi Dham as Rudra, and Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, of Rudras I am Lord Shiva, of Pandavas I am Arjuna, like that. And in Mahesh Dham he is manifested as Shambhu, and in Goloka Vrindavan in Vaikuntha Dham he is Sadashiva, and that Sadashiva manifests as various forms to display and augment Radha Krishna's eternal Nitya Leela in Goloka Vrindavan. In Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, he is the topmost devotee, he is the highest devotee. And that Har is Hari. In Golok, in Vaikuntha Loka, he is Sadashiva. There is no difference. In Mahesh Dham, he is above this material world. He is above the Devi Dham. He is not an ordinary Devata. But in this material world, he lives as Rudra. To destroy everything. Finished. Kam khatam. Okay. That Sadashiva went to the shore of causal ocean and prayed for 700 years at the beginning of this Kali Yuga to Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu awakened from his cosmic slumber, from his yoga nidra, and he said, Sadashiva, me and you are one. Why are you performing this tapasya, this penance, this austerity? And Sadashiva replied, I cannot bear the suffering which jivas in this particular Kali Yuga would have to face. Mahavishnu embraced Sadashiva. From their embrace, a personality came out. A divine personality with a golden luster. He was shouting, and that particular shouting was called Hunkara. And his Hunkara pierced the coverings of all of the universes. And he was, from his eyes, Ganga and Yamuna were flowing. Tears of Ganga and Yamuna were flowing. And he was dancing and roaring loudly. And he was shouting that I will bring Krishna in this Kali Yuga to this wretched planet, and I will deliver everybody. And that Mahavishnu and Sadashiva, from their embrace comes Advaita Acharya as Bhakta Avataram. And it was Advaita Acharya whose cries pierced the coverings of the universe and made Krishna appear. And this is the secret of bhakti. Any devotee who cries for Krishna, Krishna will personally come. Any book distributor who goes without any knowledge or skill, goes out and cries to Krishna, Krishna will send devotees or devatas, or some devatas will come from the heavenly planets and take his books. If a devotee organizes a home program sincerely and prays to Krishna, send somebody, Krishna will send somebody. This is the secret. It is not a material qualification. And it is not a material thing also. It is a completely transcendental spiritual process which happens by the grace of Krishna. He can make his appearance anytime and anywhere. It depends upon the sincerity and the cry of a devotee. Advaita Acharya brought the entire spiritual world to this material world just by his crying, by his worship. And Krishna's service is not exclusive, and it is not sectarian, and it is not limited to somebody. It can be done by anybody. The only price is sincerity. The only mulyam, ekam mulyam, Tatrapi laulyam. There should be some greed. Baba, let me serve Krishna. Just sit down at one place and say, Krishna, please give me some service. Krishna will give. Simple. Tatrapi mulyam ekam laulyam. Laulyam hona chahiye. Laulyam. Laulyam. Not that this is a burden. My God, 16. Oh my God, another program I have to do. Hare Krishna. No, laulyam. Krishna, I want to do it. Please give me some seva. Please give me some seva. Otherwise, what will I do? I'll die. So if laulyam is there, then Krishna will reciprocate. So Advaita Acharya brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhakta Akhyam. The pure devotee Srivas Thakur came. Narad Muni came as Srivas Thakur. Narad Muni said, enough of my wandering around. Mahaprabhu has taken his advent. I will also come. I will enjoy this Leela of Mahaprabhu. Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. And finally Radharani, how she can stay behind? My Krishna is going from Vrindavan. He's going to be a sannyasi in Nadia. He's going to roll around in the dust of Nadia. Mahavishnu and Sadashiva will be there. Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram Prabhu will be there. The Braj Mandal will manifest as Gaur Mandal. No difference between Braj Mandal and Gaur Mandal. Braj Mandal is 270 miles. Gaur Mandal is also 270 miles. No difference. No difference. So Radharani said, I'm also coming. So she came as Gadadhar, just to serve him and to remain in the background. In Braj Leela, she's in the foreground. In Nadia Leela, she's in the background. In Nadia Leela, let this be about bhakti. Let this not be about me. In Braj Leela, Radharani is in the foreground. So now we have the descent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as 5 truths. Krishna, his pure devotee, his devotional energy, his avatars and his swarupa. So Krishna is there with everybody. Like that. Okay. In the year 1486, today we will discuss the Balya Leela of Mahaprabhu. In the year 1486, which time Advaita Acharya Prabhu was 54 years old. And all of the other pure devotees had taken birth. Brahma had taken birth as Haridas Thakur. And other devotees had taken birth. Mahaprabhu made his appearance in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. And it is described that there was a lunar eclipse. There was an eclipse, no moon. The moon had hidden himself. The moon had hidden himself in shame to see the beauty of Sri Gaurachandra. He's like, my God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has appeared. Let me hide myself. In shyness, he hid himself. And because of the eclipse, everybody was chanting Hari, 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 Hari. That was the culture. Everybody was taking a bath in Ganga, and everybody was chanting, loudly chanting Hari, Hari. And because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was golden in complexion, Gaura Rang, it is described that his color was, if you take Shri Khand and you put saffron in it, that was the color of his body. And so he was called Gaura Hari. He was also called Gaura Anga. He was called Shachi Nandana. He was called Vishwambara. Why was he called Vishwambara? On the day he was born, Shachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra notices in their home there are some footprints, small footprints. And they thought that they're deity of Balagopala. And those footprints had the marks of a flag, Dhwaja, Vajra, thunderbolt, Shankha, conch, Meena, fish, and Chakra, disc. So Shachi Devi and Jagannatha Mishra are looking at these marks and they are thinking that the deity of Balagopal would be wandering in their home. But lo and behold, Shachi Devi took Nimai, he was born under a neem tree, Nimai, and she started feeding the breast milk. The child lifted her leg up and she could see these marks on the feet of Nimai. She immediately called her father, Nilambar Chakravarti, who was a great astrologer. He came and he saw those marks, and he saw the marks, 32 marks of a Mahapurusha. Nilambar Chakravarti predicted that this Nimai will maintain this universe. He will maintain this universe. And that's why he named him Vishwambar, one who maintains the universe. Nimai was born and he's crawling, or he's in the courtyard of Shachi, displaying his pastimes, his Leela. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the Devatas are coming. Sometimes Shachi would see a crescent of moon on his chest. Sometimes she would see mysterious figures circumambulating Nimai. Sometimes she would see strange phenomena and lights circumambulating him. The Devatas are circulating him. Ananta Sesha, the holder of the universe, the bed of Vishnu, the bed of Mahavishnu, the bed of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, bed of Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Ananta Sesha says, I have to have darshan of Nimai. Ananta Sesha came in the house of Shachi as a big cobra. Russell Viper, big cobra, huge. And he just does not want the darshan of Nimai. He comes and he starts taking the nectar from the lotus, sucking the nectar from the lotus feet of Nimai. In his Leela of biting Nimai, he's sucking the nectar from the lotus feet of Nimai. And then he's not satisfied and he's sucking the nectar from the lotus hands of Nimai. And Nimai is reaching his hand to caress him and he's sucking that nectar. And he's sucking the nectar from the body of Nimai. After sucking his nectar, Nimai said, enough. Now let me relax. Anantasesh, in his form of cobra, coils himself in the bedroom of Sachi, and Nimai rests upon it. Shachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra saw this scene. And immediately, in a state of panic, they chant Garuda. When you see a snake, they chant Garuda, Garuda, Garuda. And Shachi Devi fainted, collapsed with panic and anxiety. And Nimai, in his childhood pastime, just like Krishna, there is this interplay of Yoga Maya, where Yoga Maya makes his pastimes manifest, and then to save the sanity of devotees, the Yoga Maya withdraw the pastime. Cobra uncoiled himself from the body of Nimai and started to leave. And Nimai reached after Anantasesh, and Jagannath Mishra went and picked him up. And he's seeing the golden body of Nimai turning a little blue, and he's thinking he's been bitten by cobra. But Nimai is happy. And that was the Leela where Anantasesha came to serve Nimai. Nimai was just a very little baby. And one day at the house of Jagannath Mishra, Lalit Prasad Prabhu, a very, very devout Brahmana, he's a sannyasi, devout Brahmana comes. He has a deity of Balagopal with him whom he worships. And this Brahmana, he only eats once a day. In the evening, he cooks an offering for Balagopal. He offers it to Balagopal and takes his meal. So he comes to the house of Jagannath Mishra. He asked Jagannath Mishra, can I stay overnight? And Jagannath Mishra was besides himself with joy. He said, please come and stay at my house. And Vishwarup, who was only very young at that time, he said, Vishwarup would cook for you. And the Brahmana replied, no, I will cook. You can give me the provisions. I will cook. I will make an offering for my Balagopal, and then I will eat. The Brahmana started cooking. He made his rice, he made his sabjis, he made his dal, he made his halwa. And he sat down to make an offering to Balagopal. As he is making his offering, with his closed eyes, he's ringing the bell, he's singing his mantras, he's inviting Balagopal to eat. Lo and behold, the baby Nimai is already there eating his offering as the offering is being done. And not only he's eating the offering, he's smearing his dal and his rice all over his body. You know how little children eat. The Brahmana finished his offering, he opens his eyes, and there is rice everywhere. His offering has been strewn everywhere, and there is Nimai eating his offering. And he said, alas, alas. And as he yelled, alas, alas, Jagannath Mishra and Shachi came running, and they saw what had happened. And they felt very sorry. And the Brahmana said something very nice. He said, maybe Bal Gopal, it's okay, he's a little baby, he didn't know anything. Maybe Krishna wants me to fast today. You know, happiness and distress is in Krishna's hands. You can have the best meal in front of you, but if happiness is not there in your karma, you'll bite your tongue. Has it ever happened to you? So the Brahmana said, no worries. I'll just take some fruits, I'll offer it to Bal Gopal. And Jagannath felt very sorry. It was his chance to serve the guest in his house. He says, no, please don't worry. Vishwarup will cook. A Brahmana said, no, if you insist so much, please give me the provisions. I will cook again. And this time they took Nimai to the neighbor's house. Mother Sachi took Nimai to the neighbor's house. Brahmana cooked again, made his offering again. With love and devotion, he prayed to Bal Gopal to come and eat his offering. And before he could open his eyes, Nimai had crawled back somehow or another and was eating his offering. The Brahmana opened his eyes and he sees Nimai looking at him very mischievously and eating his offering. And the Brahmana said, oh no. What is this? Where does this baby came from? Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi thought they had taken him to the neighbor's house, but somehow he found a way to crawl and to come and eat the Brahmana's offering. Now this time the Brahmana said, look, Krishna's desire is very clear. Today I'm not supposed to honor anything. You better give this food away. I will just offer some fruits to Bal Gopal and I'll be happy. Sachi Devi and Jagannath Mishra insisted that the Brahmana cooked a third time. The Brahmana cooked a third time. This time, they had not only taken Nimai to the neighbor's home, but they had locked all the doors. The door in which the Brahmana was cooking and where the offering was going to be made was locked. The door where Nimai was going to be was locked. It was late in the night. Shachi Mata had Nimai on her lap. And by Yoga Nidra, as the Brahmana is offering the offering for the third time and requesting Bala Gopal to eat his offering, by the influence of Yoga Nidra, everybody falls asleep and all the doors open. And there goes Nimai and he's eating the offering. When the Brahmana opened his eyes the third time, what he sees is not Nimai, but he sees the eight-armed form of Krishna. In the four hands, he has Gada, Padma, Shankha, Chakra. In his two hands, he has butter. And in his two hands, he is playing the flute. And the Brahmana sees Vrindavan, and he sees Govardhan, and he sees the cows, and he sees Kadamba tree, and he faints. Nimai happily enjoys his offering and then sprinkle some sweet rice on him. Get up, please. He said, "Oh Brahmana, you are my devotee. Every day you lovingly and feelingly call for me to take your offering. I am coming, you came to my house and I am eating your offering and you're creating a big drama about this." The Brahmana, he's in a state of stupor. By the Yoga Nidra, everybody else is sleeping. The Brahmana started chanting and dancing and jumping with joy. And Nimai is there in his full Ashtabhuja Rupa, giving him darshan of Vrindavan. And they, Bhakta and Bhagavan, are having a loving pastime. So it is thought sometimes that Krishna does not eat the offering. But of course Krishna eats, It all depends upon sincerity of purpose and purity of heart and one's intent. If Krishna was not eating the offering, you please tell me how millions of people have become devotees just by eating Krishna's prasadam. Prabhupada said, even if there is no Krishna, no problem, we'll keep eating gulab jamuns all our life. There is nothing to lose here. Just eat 5 times a day and then little some more also. Krishna consciousness is not to be very mental about. So Brahmana is jumping and dancing, he's having kirtan, and Nimai said, but don't tell this to anybody. You are forbidden to tell this pastime to anybody. And then finally, the influence of Yoga Nidra withdraws. Shachi and Jagannath wakes up. See, the door is open. Where is Nimai to be found? Well, they go into the room, and of course Nimai is enjoying the offering. And the Brahmana is sitting there in a dazed, with a stupor, devotional ecstasy. That Brahmana, he was a traveling Parivrajaka-charya. For the rest of his life, he became a beggar in Nadia, in front of the house of Jagannath Mishra, and every day, morning and evening, he would just come to see Nimai. And then few years later, he gave up his life meditating on Nimai. One time, there were 2 thieves in Nadia, and they were Krishna's devotees in their previous life. But in this life, the Leela was they had become thieves in Nadia. So sometimes we don't know who one is. In our Krishna consciousness movement, there are all kinds of shapes and sizes. So we have to be careful. So, Kamal Krishna Prabhu, these 2 thieves, they are like, look at Nimai's bangles, gold. Look at his necklaces made of diamond. Look at his pile, anklets made of gold. Well, this is the best time. We will take the baby Nimai, will steal all his ornaments, and then we'll leave him alone. The 2 thieves were great devotees of Nimai. Nimai also wanted to take darshan of Navadvip. Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra was very protective. The 2 thieves in the middle of the night, one night, they kidnapped Nimai. They kidnapped Nimai and they roamed around in the 9 islands of Navadvip, trying to disappear in the forest. They carried him over Ganga, they carried him over the forest on his left shoulder, right shoulder, it becomes too heavy, the other thief is carrying, they take all his ornaments. In the morning, after taking Nimai towards entire Navadvip and giving him a Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, after doing the entire Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, they come in front of the house of Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. And they see a huge crowd. Nimai has been kidnapped. Nimai could not be found all night. Imagine the situation. They come and they see a huge crowd. And Jagannath Mishra sees the 2 thieves and he thinks, oh my God, Nimai has been found. And the thieves are wondering what happened. How did we got here? They're completely bewildered. And Jagannath Mishra is thinking these thieves are the greatest heroes. Oh my goodness, you have brought Nimai back? And they said, all right, well, there are so many people. And in the ulhas and in the enjoyment and in the happiness of Nimai being found, the thieves disappear. There were 2 devotees in Navadvip, Jagdish and Hiranya. They were amazing devotees of Krishna. Nimai came to reciprocate. Nimai is just a little, you can say a toddler, few years old. And it's the day of Ekadashi. And Jagdish and Hiranya were very strict with their Ekadashi vows. Very strict. And Nimai manifested a pastime of having a fever. And nothing, no physician can cure Nimai. And Mother Sachi is very distressed. And Nimai has a bad headache and he's having a high fever. When nothing worked, Nimai told Mother Sachi, please go to the house of Jagdish and Hiranya. Whatever offerings they have for Vishnu, please bring it and offer it to me. A very strange request from a little child. But what to do? He's sick, he's not getting better. Now he's saying this. They don't even know what to make out of this. They go to Jagdish and Hiranya. They requested him, can you please give all the Naivedya you have? We'll bring you again. We'll bring you 10 times more, 100 times more, but please give this. It will save my child's life. Hiranya and Jagdish said, yes, yes, no problem. Please take it. We'll take it. They took all the provisions, all the flowers, everything they had. They offered it to Nimai. And Nimai was cured. And Nimai was very happy to eat their offerings. He was teaching the example of Ekadashi Vrat and the importance of his devotees. There was a very nice devotee in Nadia called Murari Gupta. You probably have heard of him. He was a physician. And Murari Gupta was a great Ram Bhakta. But although he was a great Ram Bhakta, he was impressed by Shankaracharya's philosophy. And often he would quote Shankaracharya's philosophy. Sarvam khilo idam brahma. Brahmam satya jagat mithya. Nimai was 4.5 years old. Nimai understood that Murari Gupta is a devotee at heart, a topmost superlative devotee. But there is some problem. It happens, right? Sometimes devotee has some problem, right? So Nimai said, Nimai would go behind Murari Gupta and he would make fun of his mannerisms. Murari Gupta, sometimes he would speak, he would shake his hand in a particular weird way, his head. Nimai would go behind Murari Gupta with his friends and he would tug on his dhoti and he would say, Sarvam khalu idam brahma. And Murari Gupta would look at Nimai and he would be mesmerized. He would be in love. But he could not understand why Nimai, sometimes Nimai would go and pour water on him. Sometimes Nimai would take mud and throw at him and then he would say, Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything is Brahma. And he was a little boy and Murari Gupta said, you grow up, I will teach you a lesson. And Nimai replied, you let me be, I will teach you a lesson. One day Nimai follows Murari Gupta to his house. Murari Gupta makes an offering, offers this to his deity, sits down to eat with a plate of prasad, ready to relish some Mahaprasadam. And before he could open his eyes and do after his prayers, Nimai comes and passes urine on his prasad. And he looks at him very nicely and he says, Sarvam khalam vidu Brahma. Brahma satya jagat mithya. And Murari Gupta gets the darshan of Ram. And Murari Gupta understood that sometimes he had this intellectual attachment to certain philosophy. As Nimai was growing up, he was a very mischievous and naughty boy. He would go to the banks of Ganges, and his special mercy, recipients of his mercy, were the Brahmanas who were offering puja to Ganga. He would swim below the water and pull their legs. After they had done their puja, Nimai would pass urine on them. He would take their offerings and he would eat them. And he says, I am Vishnu. I am the Vishnu you are praying to. Young girls, when they would go to the banks of Ganges to ask for a husband from Lord Shiva, he would eat all their offerings and said, I am Lord Shiva. And if you do not let me eat all your sweets, you will be married to an old man with 4 co-wives. And if you give all your sweets to me, and all your offerings and puja paraphernalia to me, and you offer it to me, I promise you a healthy and handsome husband. Well, this kid is a little special, There is something about him. They were confused what to do. They would go to Jagannath Mishra and complain, but only in jest. They said, please don't punish him. We just love him so much. We love his squabbles so much. As Nimai grew up, his squabbling and his mischief with the local townsmen increased. He would go to the vendors, and with all the vendors, he would have unlimited credit card. He would bargain with the cloth merchant. Please give me this cloth. how much is this cloth? He would bargain with them, and at the end he would ask for them to give the cloth free. He would go to the scent vendor. Is your scent any good? Well, you can try. If tomorrow after taking a bath the scent still remains, then you can see my scent and the price you have to pay for this. Nimai would often make fun of their products, find faults with their business dealings, wrangle and bargain more than a Gujarati grandmother. I would go with my grandmother when I was a little child to the sabji market. 90% of the time she was only bargaining. And eventually the shopkeeper would only give up. He said, Mataji, whatever price you want to pay, I'll send my servant to your house with all these mangoes, you can just give him some money. So Nimai, but his famous wrangling, most famous wrangling with a devotee called Sridhar. And he was called Kola Vecha. Now in Bengali, Kela is called Kola. When Bengali devotees come to our temple, they call me. One time I could not even recognize my name. Is Prem Vilas Prabhu here? I said, who? Prem Vilas Prabhu. So they said Kola and Bechna, Vecha. So Kola, Vecha, Sridhar. Why? The only thing he would sell is bananas and banana leaves. And if you have been to Mayapur and if you've been to Bengal, banana trees and banana leaves are everywhere. They grow wildly on the streets. You can just pluck it like that. Sridhar would chant Harinam all day and all night. Whatever little business he would do, Amit Prabhu, little business he would do, little money he would make, 50% of that money he would use to buy paraphernalia for the worship of Ganga and little Shalagram Shila he had. And with the remaining 50%, he lived a very poor life. So Nimai would go and say, look at you, Sridhar. You are a devotee of Vishnu. You are worshipping Ganga, but look at your deplorable condition. And look at all these rich people in the town. They are worshipping Durga. And they are so rich. And you are worshipping Vishnu and you are so poor. So I think you have been taken for a ride. I think you should change your modus operandi. Start worshipping Kali. He said, what is it to you whom I worship? Nimai said, Sridhar, I think that this whole poverty is simply a show. You just show yourself to be destitute and poor, but in reality, you have a big treasure hidden. And Sridhar said, you look at my clothes. They are full of holes. You please come to my house. I do not have a roof over my hut. I have no treasure. And Nimai would say, Sridhar, let the time come. I will show to the entire townspeople the treasure you have. And by the way, how much are your bananas? Let's get to the real point here. And Sridhar said, Nimai, we have done this many times. My rate is fixed. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You can take your bananas, leave the money here and go. And Nimai would bargain and wrangle. He said, the quality of your bananas are not good. I saw the quality there was better. So how are you charging this price from me? We cannot give you this price. Plus your bananas are old. Plus they're not even tasty. Let me taste some of them. Let me go home, see if they come out good. You know, not prone to be cheating people. And Sridhar would just all day, Sridhar would say, Nimai, I have other customers to serve. I have my bhajan to do. Why don't you go to some other shop? And Nimai said, I've already been to all other shops. Nimai eventually would take all the bananas and the banana leaves and start walking. And Sridhar would say, oh, Baba, what are you doing? Where are you going? These are my bananas. No, these are my bananas. Nimai would say, possession is half ownership. Now these bananas are mine, they're in my hand. So then they would say, no, they're in my hand. And they would have a tug of war in the middle of the market. Sridhar being a little relatively humble, simple man, and Nimai would be strong young lad. And they would have bananas. And then eventually Nimai would steal Sridhar bananas and would run away. This continued day after day after day. Mahaprabhu's attacks on Sridhar and his wealth and that house stealing money from IRS continued. And he threatened to report him to the king and to all the authorities about his wealth and to tell the devotees and to uncover and unveil his wealth. Finally, many, many years later in Mahaprakash Leela, he asked the devotees to bring Sridhar. And the devotees said, who is Sridhar? Devotees Srivas Thakur, his brothers, Advaita Acharya didn't even know who Sridhar was. Sridhar was so humble that hardly anybody knew him. So Mahaprabhu said, you go out to the outskirts of the town, you will see a small hut somewhere on the banks of Ganga. You will see, make sure there are a lot of holes in it. There will be one person chanting Harinam there. You bring him here. They go, sure enough, they find Sridhar chanting Harinam, crying tears of love, and they bring him in front of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, Sridhar, do you remember me? And as Mahaprabhu asked him this question and Sridhar looked at Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu gave him the darshan of Shyama Sundar for playing on his flute. And Sridhar fainted. And then Sridhar got up. And Shyamasundar Krishna said to Sridhar, Sridhar, today I declare among all these devotees, in front of Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, that there has been nobody who's more dear to me than you. Your humility, your sadhana, your bhav has purchased me. And I am in debt. I have taken your bananas and banana leaves. So today is the time to repay the debt. So please let me repay your debt. Tell me, what do you want? And Sridhar just stood there stupefied in his humility. And Mahaprabhu said, Sridhar, let me do one thing. Let me make you Brahma. And Sridhar replied, Prabhu, I have no desire to become Brahma or Indra. Mahaprabhu said, let me make you the king of Bengal. And Sridhar replied, the king lives in his palace, the bird lives on the tree. Eventually both are provided for by Krishna. And the Kal, the time, does not discriminate between the two. They both have to die, they both have to suffer, they both have to get disease, they both have to get old, and ultimately they both will have to suffer the reaction of their pious and impious deeds. It is not exclusive whether you are a king or not. He said, I have no desire to become a king. He says, let me give you trillions of dollars. Let me give you all the comforts you have. And Sridhar replied, I'm actually very comfortable. Because I have no money, there is nobody who disturbs me. There is no tension in my life. I can do Harinam all day long. And if you want to give me a benediction, then give me this benediction that little boy Nimai, who would come and wrangle with me all day and all night, may I be born in poverty, may I be born as a poor banana seller in Navadvip, and may that little boy Nimai come and wrangle with me day after day. And that I can look at his face and I can give up this life. That is the only benediction I want. And devotees there realized what a treasure Sridhar had. And by his poverty and by his humility and by his non-possessiveness, Kolavecha Sridhar has become the hero of all the devotees for all time to come. There was a fortune teller in Nadia. His name was Sarvagya. Sarvagya could tell the future of anybody. And people would come from all over the many, many far distance to get their astrological charts made and to get it read. So Mahaprabhu went to Sarvagya one time, and so says Sarvagya. And Sarvagya was a devotee of Gopal, and he would chant his Gopal mantra. And by chanting his Gopal mantra, Prabhu, how much time we have left? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? The children are still in their class, right? Yeah, I didn't see them coming, right? Kamal Krishna Prabhu, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So Sarvagya was a devotee of Gopal. And Sarvagya had a special benediction that when he would chant the Gopala mantra, he was blessed with the power of seeing the future of people. So Nimai went to Sarvagya and said, Sarvagya, can you please tell me my past? And Sarvagya said, sure, why not? What is the big deal? Please sit here. Nimai sat in front of Sarvagya. Sarvagya closed his eyes and he meditated on his Gopala deity and he started chanting the Gopala mantra. And as he's chanting the Gopala mantra, he's seeing the 6-handed form of Gopal in front of his eyes. In 2 hands, he's holding butter and sweets, his Laddu Gopal. In 2 hands, he's playing a flute. And in 2 hands, he sees the form of Jagannath in front of him. And Sarvagya is confused. Am I hallucinating? He opens his eyes and Nimai is looking at him. Sarvagya, can you tell me my past? And the Sarvagya said, people have been telling me about you, Nimai Pandit. Let me do my meditation one more time. And Nimai Pandit said, Sarvagya, why don't you tell me my past? Don't worry about my future, just my past. Okay. Sarvagya sat again. This time he really meditated on his Gopal and he started chanting his mantra. And he sees, first he sees Narsingha, then he sees Rama, then he sees Matsya, then he sees Kurma, then he sees Varaha, then he sees Vamana, and by this time he fainted. Mahaprabhu sprinkled a little drops for him. Sarvagya, I am waiting for you to tell me my past. And Sarvagya said, today my mantra is not working. You please go away. Tomorrow I will ask Gopal what's going on here. One time, now Nadia was famous for its scholarship. Many Pandits. It was the Oxford of India, Navadvip. Oxford of India. Many great grammarians and logicians and people with different skills were in Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, Raghunath. Different scholars were there in Nadia. So one time, this Digvijay Pandit, a very famous scholar, his name was Keshav Kashmiri. He came from Kashmir. And he would go and defeat all the scholars in philosophical debates. And he was very ostentatious. He would be carried on an elephant with trumpets and a band playing. And trumpets, and wherever he would go, he would defeat all the scholars. He would get a letter from them that I am the greatest scholar. And he was blessed by Saraswati. So Saraswati, the reputation was that whenever a debate was going on, Saraswati would sit on the tongue of Keshav Kashmiri and the other person would be defeated. So this time Keshav Kashmiri came to Navadvip and he had heard about Nimai Pandit. So all of the other Pandits of Nadia, they ran away in hiding. They said, this is not going to go well for us. This is going to end up in our defeat and we have to sign a defeat letter. And it was really humiliating. Keshav Kashmiri had a habit of humiliating people. So Nimai Pandit is thinking in his mind, I have to teach Keshav Kashmiri a lesson. But how to do it? He did not want it to publicly ridicule him or humiliate him. Because if there was a debate, he would be humiliated. So Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit made a plan. In the evening, he is on the banks of Ganga with his students. And his students are joking and frolicking and they're debating different philosophical points. And Keshav Kashmiri happened to take a stroll by Ganga. And they just met casually, without any formal debate in front of all the pundits and the kings and all the authorities. They just met casually. And Nimai Pandit smiled and paid his respectful obeisances to Keshav Kashmiri, who was full of jnana and who was full of pride and full of arrogance. And he said, "Oh Keshav Kashmiri, we have heard so many beautiful things about you. Why don't you regale us with some poetry?" And Keshav Kashmiri replied, "Yes, what is the difficulty?" So Nimai Pandit said, "Well, we are here on the banks of Ganges. Why don't you compose some poetry, some verses in glorification of Ganga?" And Keshav Kashmiri had this benediction that Saraswati would sit on his tongue. With thunder and speed, he composed and rattled 100 verses in glorification of Ganga. Complicated alankars, complicated matras, complicated Sanskrit, 100 verses in glorification of Ganga. And the students were dumbstruck. Like, what is this? And Keshav Kashmiri, completely being convinced of his victory, he said, "Nimai, so what do you say?" And Nimai Pandit replied, "Keshav Kashmiri ji, your poetry is indeed very exquisite and beautiful. But why not? You please tell me the 5 merits and 5 demerits of verse number 64. And he quoted the verse. And this was time for Keshav Kashmiri to be dumbstruck. He said, "But how do you remember the 64th verse?" He said, "Well, if you can compose 100 verses, we have also been blessed by Saraswati. It's not a difficult idea to remember these verses. Please proceed with 5 merits and 5 demerits of verse number 64. Keshav Kashmiri took some time to recollect himself. And he said, "Demerits? My verse? And demerits? And you're a little boy, you're not even a poet, you are a little logician, a little grammarian. There is no demerit in my verse." Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit, listed and enumerated 5 demerits and 5 merits, 5 embellishments and 5 demerits, grammatical mistakes, logical mistakes, thematic mistakes. He said one of the verse in this verse, you call Ganga Devi as Bhavani Bhartu. Bhavani means wife of Lord Shiva, and her Bharta has to be Lord Shiva. So Bhavani Bharta is a duplication. And by the time Mahaprabhu had listed 5 demerits and 5 merits, Keshav Kashmiri was pale in his face. And although he tried to speak, not a word would come out. And then Mahaprabhu said, "Well, if you like, I can now defeat my own proposition and I can tell that the 5 demerits are actually merits and the 5 merits have demerits in them." And he proceeded to prove logically that the demerits actually had merits and the merits had demerits in them. And by this time, the students of Mahaprabhu are laughing and frolicking and rolling in the ground. And Keshav Kashmiri and his entire retinue is pale in their face. Keshav Kashmiri goes home defeated thoroughly. Not only defeated, but ridiculed, insulted, humiliated. And he goes and he prays to Saraswati. And Saraswati came and said, "Nimai Pandit is my master. I brought you here only to be humiliated so that you can get prema. Now go in the morning and surrender to the lotus feet of Nimai Pandit." Digvijay Pandit, before sunrise, not on an elephant and not accompanied by any trumpets, he went and surrendered to the lotus feet of Nimai Pandit. And Nimai Pandit gave him prema bhakti. He blessed him. He said this degree of haughtiness is not good. Gyan, if it ultimately does not lead to bhakti, is useless. Your alankar and your embellishment and your qualities are all useless. Keshav Kashmiri became an itinerant, wandering mendicant in Nadia. And he would do pilgrimage of Nadia, and he would spend his day in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Eventually, Vishwarup took sannyas, took the name of Shankaranya, and left for forest. He never came back home and left this word. Nimai eventually took up responsibility for his family. His father also passed away. Nimai Pandit got married to Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, and then Vishnu Priya. He went to Gaya, where he met his spiritual master, took Diksha, and then came back from a logician and a pandit and a grammarian and a principal of a school. He came back transformed as a bhakta, as a devotee. And there he regaled and fulfilled the heart's desires of all his devotees. Shrivas Thakur, Shuklambar, Vishwambar. Eventually, at the age of 24, Nimai Pandit took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri to fulfill the mission and to fulfill the prophecy which was given to him, for which he came. He told Vishnu Priya, in this life, you may have to cry, I may have to cry, my mother may have to cry. But seeing our tears and seeing our suffering, the people in this world will shed tears, and their tears will wash away their sinful activities, and their heart will again become clear for prema to sprout. And thus Mahaprabhu, finishing his pastimes in Nadia, moved to Jagannath Puri on the request of his mother Shachi. And then in those 24 years, he gave people, he not only relished, he traveled the world, he did a pilgrimage, and every town and village he sent him and his apostles with the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the redeeming potency of bhakti. And eventually he ended his pastimes at the age of 48, teaching people the highest essence of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Anarpita Charim Chirat Karuna Vitaranam Kalau Samarpayotamu Natvajala Rasam So Bhakti Shriyam Haripura Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipitaha Sada Hriday Kandare Spurati Va Sachi Nandana. So it is said that the bhakti of Radha Krishna becomes very easy if we go through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through Gaur and Nitai. The same love of Radharani and Gopis is very easy if we go through the love of Goswamis. The 6 Goswamis have come as the 6 Gopis. So these are some thoughts, some childhood pastimes and some youth pastimes of Nimai Pandit. Any discussion or question about it before we finish and move forward? Adi Guru Prabhu, finish? Finish, complete? Question answers. Okay, 5 minutes of Q&A.
Thank you, Prem Vilas. That was a wonderful lecture. Chaitanya Charitamrita is an advanced, considered graduate level study. So, but the way you presented it is so sweet and entertaining and deep. One of the things that at the beginning of the lecture you mentioned 5 things, 5 points, and it reminded me of the Madhvacharya philosophy. And sometimes I do have a little misunderstanding as far as Ramanujacharya's philosophy and Madhvacharya. Not a one, you don't have time, but fantastic class, and I love Chaitanya Charitamrita. It was just, your presentation was very sweet. Thank you.
And although Chaitanya Charitamrita is a graduate level degree, Srila Prabhupada wanted us to distribute Chaitanya Charitamrita on the streets to everybody. And in fact, in this time of the year, the international book distribution leadership team, they have a program they called Be a Gardener, in which they encourage devotees to distribute Chaitanya Charitamrita. So although it's a graduate level education, Srila Prabhupada wanted Raganuga Bhakti and Chaitanya Charitamrita and Nectar of Instruction to be distributed to every Tom, Dick and Harry on the streets. Haribol. Now you understand what's happening here. The acharyas do not discriminate in giving out their mercy. The acharyas do not think who's qualified and who's unqualified. There are millions of people today reading Chaitanya Charitamrita in their homes. We don't even know. They may not have even met a devotee. So Vishwanath Prabhu, all glories to you and your entire team of book distributors who go out and distribute books. If we distribute books, serve prasad and do kirtan, japa and kirtan, either in the temple or outside, these three things lifts the spiritual energy of the planet. It lifts the spiritual energy of Cincinnati. And what happens is, when the spiritual energy is lifted, then somehow devotees come from left, from right, from above, from below. You will be wondering, where are they coming from? Sometimes devatas take birth and come and join you. I'm just telling you this real pastime. I was telling with Adi Guru, I think, 2 weeks ago, somebody left $17,000 in our hundi in cash. We have no idea who that person is. So what I'm trying to say is that this is a transcendental process. Make all the plans, and please do your due bit, but leave 1% for Krishna to do his magic. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prem Vilas Prabhu. I was really mesmerized and bewildered by your leelas, which you described, and beautifully described the teachings. We learned so much. I have one question, unless somebody in our, yes, no, I'll ask later.
Hare Krishna, Prem Vilas Prabhu. Thank you so much for such a beautiful rendition of the childhood pastimes of Mahaprabhu. Very mesmerizing. So my question is, you mentioned about the Leela where Mahaprabhu used to with the with Murari Gupta's prasadam plate, he passed urine, or the Brahmanas when they were doing their services, he would do that. We also read similar pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. So what is the reason for that? How do we understand or try to get our head around, we can understand teasing, that rasa of interaction, but passing urine, what is the...
Just meditating on this Leela. Now listen to this. In Mayavad philosophy, the truth is Brahman and there is no Bhagavan. In Vaishnav philosophy, Priya Radhika, just listen to this. If one simply meditates on Shri Krishna or Nimai passing urine on Murari Gupta's plate because he was not happy with Murari Gupta's, if we just meditate on this, that is enough to take us back home, back to God. Millions of people have attained liberation. Liberation is considered a very difficult thing. Mukti. People go to Kumbh Mela. Our acharyas have explained this, that if you simply close your eyes and meditate on Krishna and Balaram, repeatedly passing stool and urine on Gopi's courtyard because they could not get access to the butter, then just by this meditation, liberation will wait with folded hands at your doorstep. So the significance of Krishna passing stool and urine is to teach us and to teach this world just that everything about Krishna is absolute, 100%. Everything. Everything about Krishna is absolute truth. Krishna is spirit. His stool is spirit. His urine is spirit. His spit is spirit. Everything is spirit. Krishna is spirit. His holy name is spirit. His form is spirit. His prasadam is spirit. His deity is spirit. His devotee is spirit. Guru is spirit. Vrindavan is spirit. Everything is spiritual 100%. Just develop love for any one of this and you will be not only liberated, you will go back home, back to Godhead. Jai Shri Krishna Nitai. Go the Paramanandi. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much. Very wonderful.
I would like to take this opportunity to ask Lalita Prabhu to say something.
Yes.
Yeah. Little bit. You don't want to say anything. Sorry to put you on the spot. I have a question, Prem Vilas Prabhu. During the class you said that, any service you want from Krishna, you just cry deeply and volume. So I have seen and witnessed that sometimes, Krishna does services more than what you ask if you have the sincerity. But the service of chanting, being able to chant the name without distractions and with conviction, how do we develop that greed for that service, and how do we gain that mercy from Krishna? Any thoughts?
That mercy will also come. So what happens is, when Krishna sees that somebody is sincere, he gives him more and more and more and more and more and more service. And sometimes what happens is that the focus on hearing and chanting is not there. But actually there will come a point where devotee will be purified. You have to just wait for it a little bit. Chanting is, the process of hearing and chanting is itself very important. But there will come a point where Krishna will make an arrangement that, okay, you have done enough. Now it's just time to hear and chant. He will arrange things in such a way, or he will make some arrangement, or a devotee in his service will make mistakes and offenses, and there will be a process of auto feedback and auto correction, like you're typing something and autocorrect happens. So if you're doing service and you are not proportionately focused on real sadhana, then there will be an autocorrect and Krishna will purify.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yeah. Sucharu Radharani Mataji, have a question?
And also, this idea of service can lead to an idea of doership. I am the doer. So Krishna will purify. But the problem is that we cannot give up service. Sometimes if one is in a lot of rajogun and tamogun, then things are out of balance and out of sync. So in that case, Krishna will progressively, through his seva, bring the devotee to satogun. He will bring either through auto-correction of Vaishnava aparad, or lack of success in service, or hitting a brick wall in service. There will be a process of feedback and correction. If a devotee is not very intelligent to hear the guidance of other devotees, Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, in verse chapter 10, text 11. Tesham evanu kampartam aham jnana jamtama nashyami atma bhavastu jnana deepena bhashvata. In the fourth paragraph of the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, one may have a spiritual master and one may be attached to an organization. But if one is not intelligent enough to make spiritual advancement, Krishna from within will purify him.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in Vrindavan, we see pastime of Krishna. We see pastime of Mahaprabhu in Mayapur. Why we feel so connected to Mayapur in comparison to Vrindavan, whereas we see Radha Madhav in Panchtattva in the same temple. But still, the level of connectivity, it's more in Mayapur rather than in Vrindavan.
It depends upon first one's bhava. Some people feel very connected to Jagannath Puri. They go to Jagannath Puri and they become a wandering mendicant. Some people, Sucharu, I have seen go to Mayapur, go to Vrindavan, Radhakund, Govardhan, and they become a bhikari. They become a mendicant. Some people go to Mayapur and become a mendicant. So it depends upon one's bhava. Number two, Mayapur is Audarya Dham. It's the Dham of mercy. Mahaprabhu and the Goswamis have come, and his associates have come up with a redeeming quality of mercy. In Vrindavan, there are offenses to be considered. In Mayapur, even Srila Prabhupada said there are no offenses to be considered. So imagine for somebody, this is the Dham of mercy, it's Audarya Dham, there is no offenses to be considered. Generally, those who have offenses or attachment to material life, they will not be able to stay in Vrindavan for too long, more than a few weeks or more than a month. If they do, they end up in very mundane consciousness and make offenses. So living in Mayapur and living in Audarya Dham, although the rules of Dhamma do apply, there is a much greater degree of magnanimity and leniency. And then Srila Prabhupada's instruction to Sucharu, all of us, is this: go to Mayapur, go to Vrindavan, take as much mercy as you can, and then do your seva. Maybe in the West, But if for some people, if you want to become a mendicant and a simple person in any of the dhammas, in anywhere in the world, in any of the dhammas, some people have natural attraction to Ayodhya and Lord Ramachandra. Some have a natural attraction to Jagannath. Some have a natural attraction to Ganga. Some have a natural attraction to Vrindavan, Govardhan. Wherever your heart desires, a little bit of madness is necessary.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, usually Manjari Gopi Mataji asks good questions, so I don't know if she...
She also asks very difficult questions.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam. Prabhuji, wonderful class. So Prabhuji, when you started your class, in the beginning only you mentioned Krishna likes when devotees cry. And from one of the brahmachari I heard, devotees are never unhappy. They're always blissful. Because...
Welcome to the Hare Krishna movement. You will be crying very soon.
So this is a contradictory statement. So sometimes I don't understand. See, crying is good, or in blissful, we are praying to Lord. That is, pleases Krishna more. So can you a little elaborate on this?
That devotees are blissful, but they're also crying. So Manjari, the bottom line is that crying for Krishna is crying in separation or crying for his mercy. That crying is blissful. However, in general devotee life, we are dealing not so much with crying and anxiety in separation and bliss of union with the Lord. Generally, we are dealing with two things. We are dealing with our devotional nature, which is blissful. Our devotional nature is blissful, and our conditional nature, which is not so blissful. To overcome our conditional nature, please remember this, to overcome our conditional nature, one has to pray with some greed, some laulyam. Krishna, please, enough is enough. I have done enough service to Maya. Can you please let me serve you? Let me keep my lust and my anger, my pride, my arrogance, my complacency, my ignorance, my passion at bay, and let me serve you. Generally, this is the struggle which most devotees do. A fight with their conditional nature and a determination to enhance their devotional nature. Devotional service is a tarazu, is a balance. The more we increase our devotional nature, our conditional nature goes down. This idea of feeling happy and blissful in Krishna consciousness, it's not really all the time. And also this anxiety and crying and separation is also a very high state of devotional consciousness. In general, our struggle should be to do our sadhana, to be a good devotee, not a great devotee, not a great devotee, be a good devotee, normal. Be a good devotee, do our sadhana, follow the regulative principles, and trying to be an assistant and a servant of the servant of the servant in the preaching movement of Srila Prabhupada without committing too many offenses. This is what the platform where devotees live. And this idea of experiencing ecstasy or feeling separation from Krishna and crying in bliss, this is a very high state of consciousness. But if one is able to accomplish that, then all glories to the person.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Another question from the household.
I was thinking to ask this question. Like in your class, you're talking about lolyam, and we have heard this lolyam. We have to have greed about services, and I have seen like people who have greed about services, as you said, they get more and more services, right? But then people on the other side start thinking that, okay, he only wants to do services. Nobody is giving me services. He is not letting other people do services, right? So how to take this? Is that good? Like, okay, I'm having greed, I'm getting more and more services, that person is getting more and more services. On the other side, the other people might be thinking, oh, what's going on? Why he is being the karta dharta of the whole community, right?
Eventually, without any, this is actually a very good state of being, that even if one is the karta dharta, eventually, slowly, with time, Krishna 100% will reconcile all the imbalances, all the disharmony, and as long as the devotee is sincere and he's not the real karta dharta, dekhun jara kaun aaya aaj. If he doesn't have that bhav and he's sincere, eventually with time, with some intelligent discussion, with some guidance, eventually everything will become harmonious, in balance, in sync, as long as devotees don't end up just blaming and fighting and criticizing. Srila Prabhupada says philosophy works on human beings. It doesn't work on cats and dogs. Srila Prabhupada said that. Human life is not meant to fight like cats and dogs, blame like cats and dogs. Philosophy and Krishna consciousness works on human beings. So Kamal Krishna Prabhu, absolutely there is no danger to this. Eventually things will be pulled back. Eventually Krishna will pull you back. You can take even more service. Krishna will pull you back. Krishna will also give you intelligence to see how to divide up everything very, very nicely so that everybody feels empowered. It will happen naturally, organically, with a little bit of traction and cushion. Please, in that process, do not become impatient, do not blame, and do not judge the intention of others. Bas, itna hi karna hai. Apne aap sab theek ho jayega. And usually, this is a universal principle that water will find its own level. The sky is unlimited. Every bird will rise up to the level of their accomplishment. Those who are criticizing that why is he doing service, it simply means that, right now you have not taken your wings. So everybody will find their wings, and Krishna, in this unlimited sky of Krishna consciousness, every bird will find its level, its wings, its flight path, its flight vector. Some will fly up to Siberia. Some birds go transatlantic, right? They go from one part of the country to another. Some fly at 10,000 feet. Some little, they fly low. It's okay. Everybody will find their own level eventually, as long as devotees are together and willing to work it out. It will happen 100%. I'm speaking this from experience, not just blind philosophy.
Thank you. The reason I ask you, sometimes it happens, people get agitated and they say, okay, मैं तो जा रहा हूँ, छोड़ दो, मेरे को नहीं करना है, सेवा ही छोड़ देते हैं. That's the reason I'm asking.
There are two ways to look. There are two ways to look at it. If somebody is acting like so immature that I am just going to leave, okay, there is always a time to discuss, to sit down peacefully, to discuss everything nicely and peacefully. And if after that also there is always a threat or a blackmail, this is a threat and a blackmail, I'm leaving. such people may actually do better to leave for some time. It happens. Sometimes some people need a psychological and physical distance so they don't commit too many aparadhs to the Vaishnavas and to the process of bhakti yoga. Before they go, it's definitely one should do one's best to handle the situation in a delicate, nuanced, balanced way. But sometimes Krishna also wants some people to be cooked a little bit more by Maya. Now this may be a little sort of a kind of a jarring statement, but it is true. Threats, blackmails, either or, my way or highway, none of these are mature Vaishnav, Krishna conscious paradigms. My way or I am out. This or that. This is stupidity. This is emotional immaturity. I will do my service to Krishna no matter what. This is the way I see things. This is my truth. Let it work organically and naturally. Too many threats, too many blackmails. At the drop of the hat, I'm leaving. This is not a mature Krishna conscious paradigm.
Thank you, Prem Vilas Prabhu. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Prem Vilas Prabhu for visiting us from Columbus and giving us some words.
Prem Vilas Prabhu? Prem Vilas Prabhu.
Prem Vilas Prabhu.
Vilas Prabhu ki jai.
Prem Vilas.
Let's say 3 big Haribol for Prem Vilas Prabhu. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So I have a few announcements. First of all, before going into the announcements, I want to thank each and every volunteer in our group who, it's like amazing how we generate centers, as you said, centers after centers after center. People work behind the scenes and make a average property look like a Krishna's temple in matter of hours to days. So I want to thank everybody. I know some of the people took the lead, so I'll take some names. Vamshi Prabhu, Kamal Krishna Prabhu, who else was there? Mostly Adi Guru Prabhu was not there along with me, so I can say that. But yeah, there were people who worked really hard and tirelessly to make this happen. So let's say 3 big Haribol for our volunteer team. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Special thanks to Nandkumar Prabhu and family. They are the ones who actually made this happen. And as you know, that Adi Guru explained last week so well that why we have kind of moved out so that the zoning process goes seamlessly. The next or the final step of zoning is on April 1st. So I would request all of you to pray for that. There are 3 trustees who will be kind of counting on our future at Governor's Hill. So every prayer you can make, it will be really go to our development of ISKCON Cincinnati. So and then next week is a special week. It's this week of Gaur Purnima. I want to extend a formal invitation to Prem Vilas Prabhu. If he's in town, I know he's working next week, so if he can come to our center on Thursday, we'll be doing Abhishekam, and who better than him to come and kind of give us his association. So that will be on Thursday. We are only doing Abhishekam. We will have a small short class by Her Grace Devhuti Mataji, just general about Lord Chaitanya, just to kind of keep the theme going. And then on Saturday is the activities planned by Her Grace Meenakshi Mohini Mataji and Manjari Gopi Mataji. They're doing dramas and plays and music and dances and bhajans. So do not miss that. There will be a feast as well. We will not have a class on next Saturday, but it will be extravaganza to enjoy by all of us. And then the following week we'll have Adi Gadadhar Prabhu weekend. We'll have Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. He'll be here with us for 3-4 days. So keep connected to us. Next is about the children's classes.
Sunday, Holi.
Oh, I forgot. This Sunday after Gaur Purnima, we have another event. Prabhu, remind me the park where we are doing it.
Corwin Nixon Park.
Corwin Nixon Park. We are doing the Holi celebration. and it'll be actually the first proper Holi celebration by us, ISKCON Cincinnati. Is that right? And Kamal Krishna Prabhu and team have done a lot of work behind the scenes to make it happen. So please join us and connect with us during that. Prabhu, anything else on the Holi you need to say? Yeah.
If
So.
you want to volunteer, just let us know. Yes, there is a RSVP link also. So far we have like 520 people signed up.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to please RSVP, so we can make arrangements, accordingly, prasadam and everything.
And I know we talked a lot about the service. We need more and more people to serve. So please do not hesitate to reach out, whether small or big, whatever kind of suits your mood and your consciousness. We need help. There is a lot of work happening, and we don't want only a few volunteers to kind of stretch thin themselves and burn out. So we're really worried about expanding our volunteer team. So please reach out to any one of us to kind of make that happen, whoever you feel comfortable talking to. Adhiguru Prabhu, what else I'm missing to say? Children's classes, yeah. So the last 2 weeks, we were not having children's classes because the old center didn't have adequate rooms. And now with the grace of Nandkumar Prabhu and family, and with Krishna's grace, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, that we have the hall right across is the children's classrooms. You guys should definitely tour today. It's a nice setup actually. In some ways it's actually better than Governor's Hill for children's, because it's segregated, so children are not kind of intermingling with the main classroom. And Anandani, you want to talk a little bit about that? Would you mind, please?
Hare Krishna. The classes we will continue, Prabhu, to the best of our ability. Last week we had Zoom classes, so I just encourage all the parents to keep up on the WhatsApp groups for their respective children and look out for communications and encourage children to learn while the parents are learning too. That's all.
One of the things which we have to remember is that we are in a strip mall type of area, and after the class is over, please be mindful of where the kids are, because I think the teachers will take a class and sometimes that there is a little bit of a transition. So be mindful of where the kids are so that you can bring them either here or keep an eye on and monitor them. We of course will take some responsibility so that the kids don't go down. There are several shops, but out of security and safety of them, we need to be, all of us need to be monitoring for them. So that's about the children's classes, and I'm really happy that we have started that back again after taking a gap of 1 or 2 weeks on Zoom. Adhiguru Prabhu.
Okay, so like Prabhu was saying, we are creating centers left and right and center. So this is ISKCON Cincinnati is not first, not second, but third center. It's a new center, brand new center. So we also want to know if anybody is here for the first time, any new devotees who are here for the first time? Everybody's here for the first time, right? Okay, so I'll find out who is here for me. I also want to announce our really grateful. ISKCON Cincinnati is always grateful for our very, very kind donors. So as we always post in our messages, weekly messages, we request any kind of contribution that you can, if you are willing to sponsor our prasadam feast. So today we are very, very grateful to Vijay Prabhu and Nandini Dharme Mataji. They have come forward and they have sponsored the prasadam feast seva for today. So like Hari Hari Bol for them. This is in the memory of Vijay Prabhu's father. And also there is another very, very kind-hearted donor who wishes to remain anonymous. They have sponsored the entire groceries for today as well. So big Hari Bol to both the families. Hari Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yes, anybody here for the first time? Not here, literally, but to the center ISKCON Cincinnati. Yes. Oh, here.
Hare Krishna, this is Anil. I'm originally from Hyderabad, came to Florida. That's where I got introduced to Krishna consciousness, stayed there with ISKCON Alachua, and then moved to California. That's where I'm currently working since last 3 years. And then I've been associated with ISKCON Silicon Valley. And now I'm here on a work purpose, visiting one of my company's sites in Florence. I just got to know about ISKCON Cincinnati, and then I kind of traveled 1 hour, visiting like other 2 locations as well. And then finally, through website, I wish I would have seen that before, but through website I got to know that this is the location. I was about to go. I was like, okay, it's just 17 more minutes. Let's go and see. So just checking.
You went to all the dhams of Cincinnati.
Yeah, I went to Governance Hill, and then on the doors of Governance Hill location, there's like one other location. I couldn't find anything there, and then I just came here like 10 minutes ago.
Thank you so much for your...
They say you can become Krishna consciousness in 1 moment. So you just need 1 moment with Prem Vilas Prabhu, and that'll be good, right? You don't need 10 minutes. Yes, Prabhu. First time, yeah. Tell us about yourselves. How did you come to know of us?
Hello, I am Nitin Sharma, and she is my wife Jayanti Sharma. So we got to know about this place from my wife only. Actually, she is more interested getting involved into ISKCON. So she is the one actually who has brought us here. Yeah.
You have a daughter. Can you introduce her too?
Yeah. So my daughter's name is Arohi Sharma. She is into grade 5. We are living near to Liberty Township.
Yeah, so I'm so excited that this place is just 5 minutes away, because whenever I, requested my husband that, okay, let's go to the temple, he would say, oh, it's little far, right? So today I was so excited. I said, it's just 6 minutes away from our home. Now you cannot say no. So it's the power of God, right? And I'm so excited to be here today.
Thank you. Prabhu who took the class, he just said that you just have to have the greed and pray to the Lord. And then probably we are here because of you, it seems like. So let's say 3 big Haribol for the family. Haribol! 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 Anybody else we are missing? Prabhu, you come for the first time.
Namaste. My name is Pawan. I stay in Madison, Indiana. So I usually, before this I used to stay in Clemson, South Carolina, and I have been to ISKCON Atlanta a few times. So that is when I got to know about ISKCON, and I have been in touch with all the books and lessons. So I recently moved to Madison, Indiana, and then I got to know that this is the nearest one, and today I'm here, and I'm very happy that I'm here today.
Welcome to ISKCON Cincinnati. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol! Really, that's awesome, Prabhu. Yes. Prabhu, would you like to introduce yourself? How did you come to know of us, and where do you live?
Anshul, and this is my wife Megha. We live very close by, just 5 minutes away. Came to know through WhatsApp. Lived here in Cincinnati for about 10 years. Went to UC. I work at Kroger. Yeah, my family is very much into ISKCON, so we started coming here now. So excited.
I'm so happy that you're here, and both of you. And you have kids, you said? Oh, not yet. Okay. Let's say 3 big Haribol for the couple. Haribol! 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 Anybody else? Okay. So let's all stand up. We'll do Arati. We'll start with Gaur Arati.
Prabhu, let's come to this side. I put Mataji on the other side. So you will come here. Come on the right. Come on the right. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Like this.
Satya Govind Prabhu.
Because they're not playing, so.
Satya Govind Prabhu. Okay. Yes, yes. Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Harati Kashobha Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha Janavitavane Jagamanalobha Janavitavane Jagamanalobha Vipapusi Ache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Ratna Simhasane Harati Korena Brahma Adi Devagane Harati Korena Brahma Adi Devagane Nibatakhi Netai Chan Dame Gadadhara Nibatakhi Netai Chan Dame Gadadhara Nikati Advaita Shrini Vasachhatradhara Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasachhatradhara Nara Hari Adi Gauri Chamaradhulaya Kibanara Hari Adi Gauri Chamaradhulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu घोष आदि गाय
संजय मुकुंद वासु घोषादि गाया
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल
किवा शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला
मधुर मृदंग बाजे हे परम रसाल
मधुर मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे
शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधुर माधुर बाजे
माधुर 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 बाजे
माधुर 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 बाजे
माधुर 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 बाजे
माधुर 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 बाजे
गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
बाहु कोटि चंद्र जिने वदन उज्ज्वला
बाहु कोटि चंद्र जिने वदन उज्ज्वला
घाला देशे बाना माला थोरे झलमाला गाला
देशे बाना माला कोरे जलमाला
शिवा सुख नारद प्रेमे गदा गदा
शिवा शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा
भक्ति विनोद देखी हे घोर संपाद
भक्ति विनोद देखे घोर संपाद
गौरांगे आरतिक शोभा नग जन मान लोभा
गौरांगे आरतिक शोभा जगा मन माना लोभा
गौरांगे आरतिक शोभा जग जन मान लोभा
गौरांगे आरतिक शोभा जगमान पाना लोभा
jana mana lobha 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 Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hey, Jai Radhe, Jai Shyam, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Radhe, Jai Shyam, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Hello, Jai Radhe, Jai Shyam, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
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 Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Radhe, Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe.
Jai Krishna Jaya Shri Krishna.
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 Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Shri Vrindavan.
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 Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Hey, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Jai Jai Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Hello, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari.
Hello, Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hari.
Vishnu Priya Pranadhan Nadiya Vihari. Vishnu Priya Pranadhan Nadiya Vihari. Vishnu Priya Pranadhan Nadiya Vihari.
Vishnu Priya Pranadhana Varana Vihari.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Hello, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura
Bhakta Vrinda.
Hello, Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Jaya Bhakta Vrinda.
Hey, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Hey, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Hello, Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai, 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 Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hello, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Hari Bol, Nitai Hare Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari 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 Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Cincinnati, not first, not second, third center ki Jai. Hari Hari Bo. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pravacharya Ashtotra Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON BBD Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pravacharya Ashtotra Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind Ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrind Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Sundar Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Mathura Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Jam Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Shri Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Samavet Bhakta Vrind Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna. So next we'll have Tulsi Aarti.
On. Can we start? Hold on.
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः
तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी नमो नमः।
राधा कृष्णा सेवा पावो एई अभिलाषी।
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 ये तो मारा शरण लोय तारा वंश पूर्ण होय।
ये तुम्हारा सारन लोय तारा वंश पूर्ण हो।
वृंदावनवासी
कृपा कोरी कोरो तारे वृंदावनवासी
मोरा अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो
मोरा अभिलाष विलास कुंज दियो वास
नयन हिरिबो सदा युगल रूप राशि
नयन हेरिबो सदा युगल रूप राशि
निवेदन धरो साखीरनुगत कोरो
हे निवेदन धारो साखीर अनुगता करो
सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी
सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी
दीन कृष्ण दासे को मोरा हो
दीन कृष्ण दासे कोय न मोरा होय
श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये भासी
श्री राधा गोविंदा प्रेमे सदा ये भासी
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्मात्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माहत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशान्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माहत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माहत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशान्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माहत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्माहत्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्राणशान्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे
कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवास च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदे देवी
वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय।
Namaste Narasimhaya
Narasimhaya
Praladaladaine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
Shilatankanakalaye
Shilatankanakalaye
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Yato Yami Tato Narsimha
Yato Yami Tato Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Tava Kara Kamalavare Nakam Abhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Avakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Rita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narsimha Deva Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nashima Bhagwan ki.
Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Swapapanyavatam Rajan Visvasone Vijayate Charira Vidyajan Gonendriya Tahita Jivetale Veshaya Sagare Saramade Jivati Lobo Mai Sudurmati Take Jita Katina Sansare Krishna Varadaya Moy Parivare Jiva Joy Swaprasadana Dilokai Tapa Shri Radha Krishna Gunaga Premeda Ko Sri Chaitanya Nitai Jani Mai Jani Tai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Rasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Ram Prasadam Shri Radha Krishna ki
Right, so today we have a new place for Prasad giving. The direction is still the same. We all found the queue, it is all at the back end there. We'll have a Prasad in there. So let's go. Proud Prashadam ka bolte hain in that room area same direction So you